welcome to Crime in Court. My name is Heather, and this is a stream about Gabby Petito and her folks. Her parents are looking to sue. They have a civil suit with the Moab Police Department, who we're going to watch in a little bit. We're going to watch the full body cam of when they went and tried to separate Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito the day that there was some DV going on, and we can see the scratches on Gabby's face, and she was crying and obviously upset in the video. We're going to watch it again, but let's take a look at it with through the lens of what could they have done differently to have prevented Gabby from losing her life just, a little while after this incident. So this is an article that I found in People that was recently put out. So I wanted to go through that, and then because I went through the depositions on my channel for both of the Laundries. So now we are, I just kind of wanted to go full circle and talk about this case with the Moab Police Department too. So the parents say police who questioned Gabby Petito during traffic stop could have prevented her unaliving, according to their lawsuit. So the parents of Gabby Petito, 22, whose boyfriend ended her life during a 2021 trip to Utah, claim that the police department's negligence led to her losing her life. And this was like I said, it's a People article written by Casey Baker. I'm going to make sure that they get the credit. I'm not trying to take credit. I just like having other people's words to explain the story so that I can interject with my own then later. Okay, so Gabby Petito's parents are headed to court again in their lawsuit against police in Moab, Utah, alleging that the department could have prevented the young woman's death when they stopped her and her boyfriend Brian Laundrie on a couple's cross-country road trip in 2001. So as you know, they just recently settled with the parents of Brian Laundrie, and so now they are going to go after the Moab police. Well, not now. This civil suit has already been in the works recently. They just amended it, I guess. So on February 25th, Joseph Petito and Nicole Schmidt, Gabby's parents, filed a second amended complaint in their $50 million wrongful death lawsuit against the Moab City Police Department, according to the complaint, which was obtained by People. According to a press statement from Brian C. Stewart of the Parker and McConkey law firm, a previous complaint filed by the parents was stalled due to a stay issued by a Utah court. But on February 22nd, that stay was lifted, enabling the complaint to proceed. The complaint concerns the August 12th, 2021 police interaction with Gabby and Laundrie, Brian, that was captured on body cam footage. Police stopped the couple after a bystander reported witnessing a domestic dispute. So somebody saw something in the street. Something was happening. Gabby might have been fighting off Brian, or Brian was had his hands on her. Whatever it was, something didn't look right to this bystander, and they called the police, thankfully, but unthankfully, they didn't do a whole hell of a lot. So, the footage shows Gabby, 22, sobbing, and Laundrie appearing unfazed. Pretty much. The complaint against officers failed to recognize the warning signs of DV that placed Gabby at risk of escalating harm. It further argues police should have taken the 911 caller's report, in which the caller reported witnessing Laundrie striking Gabby outside a cooperative market, more seriously. They should have taken that report very seriously. All right, so the suit also contends the police should have reacted differently to the cuts that they observed on Gabby's cheek, which is on the thumbnail of this video, and we'll watch the video shortly so you'll see it yourself, which she said that she received when he grabbed her face violently during an argument. In the video, Gabby defends Laundrie's actions, telling police they got in a fight and that she'd hit him in the face. In paperwork filed after the incident, police labeled entire call as a mental health crisis. Can you believe that? A mental health crisis? Really? Rather than an incident of DV. I would be livid if I was Gabby's parents, that they took it as a mental health crisis. Even so, help them. If there was mental health issues going on, help them. You did nothing. All right, anyway, so weeks after the interaction, Laundrie ended Gabby's life. In the amended complaint, the parents claim that the alleged negligence of the Moab City Police Department in, quote, hiring, training, supervising, and retaining certain officers, as well as the negligence of these officers in violating Utah law, for which Moab City Police Department is vicariously liable, caused Gabby's tragic and untimely end. In a press statement, Schmidt said, "We will never stop seeking justice for Gabby and working for the protection of other victims of DV." Thank you, Schmidt. Nicole Schmidt, as a survivor, right? Isn't her first name Nicole? As a survivor myself, I thank you. A spokesperson for the city of Moab declined comment to People, citing the ongoing litigation. Last month, Gabby's parents reached a settlement with Laundrie's parents, Chris and Roberta Laundrie, on an emotional distress lawsuit. That lawsuit alleged that the Laundries knew that Gabby's life had ended and the location of her deceased body after a nationwide search for her whereabouts began after she vanished. So, as we know, they settled. We don't know the details of that settlement, and we probably never will, and that's okay. That's on them. I just hope that the parents of the Petitos came away at least thinking that they got some sense of justice by getting the depositions of Chris and Roberta Laundrie out there. So next, we're going to watch the full body cam video. I might skip through some parts, but for the most part, we're going to watch the interactions with police and Gabby and Brian. So here we go. They're just pulling up and coming to the truck or their van that they were traveling in. Oh, hold on. There we go.
Tight right there. Do you mind if I take your keys and just put them on your hood?
Yeah, buddy. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Oh, no, you're fine. I'm going to go ahead and close your door, okay? Why don't you come over here? SO229, I have the female that was on the passenger seat separated from the male. Keys are on the hood. You want to tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just some days I have really bad OCD, and
okay.
I was just cleaning and straightening up the back of the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, "I'm sorry that I'm so mean," because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I just get really frustrated. Not like mean towards him. I just I guess my vibe is like I hear him be like in a bad mood. And I was just saying, I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I've just been really stressed. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning.
What do you do for a living?
Well, I used to work at an organic juice bar, but I just quit my job.
Okay.
I was a nutritionist. That was my
That's
job.
cool.
And I just quit my job to travel across the country. And I'm trying to start a blog. I just have a blog and stuff. So I've been building my website. So I've just been really stressed, and he doesn't really believe that I could do any of it. So that's kind of been like I don't know, he's like down there. I don't know, we've just been fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before. And then
Why wouldn't he let you in the car? Because of your OCD?
He told me I needed to calm down. Yeah. But I'm perfectly calm. I'm calm all the time, and he really stresses me out, and rough morning.
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the back seat of my car? You're not in any trouble, okay? I'm not going to be putting handcuffs on you. You obviously don't have any weapons. I'm going to get you into the air conditioning, let you take a breath, relax a little bit, and then I'll come back and talk to you in a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty. Like I said, you're not in any trouble. So just go ahead and take a seat. Watch your feet.
So let's skip forward a little bit. Oops, now it's lagging. Great.
Yeah, I just spoke to her. Yeah. So, you want to do me a favor? Let's go ahead and get you to step out of the vehicle, alrighty? Come on over here. You're not in any trouble right now. So, tell me what's going on.
She just gets worked up sometimes, and I try and really distance myself from her. So like I lock the car and I walk away from her. What happened this morning is that she's trying to start up like her own little website blog and everything. So I give her time, and we really had a nice morning, if anything. But she just got worked up because we were trying to get going and get our day going because we want to go like barges before the stuff every time.
Okay. You want to tell me about those scratches on your face?
She had a cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away, because she wanted me. I locked the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather and let's not, go anywhere. Let's just calm down for a minute because she was getting a little worked up. And then she had her phone and was trying to get the keys to me, so I got in the way. I was just trying to. I know I shouldn't push, but I was just trying to push her away to go. Let's just take a minute, step back, and breathe. And
He just admitted to pushing her, but I don't think the cops register that.
she got me with her phone.
Can I see your hand? Oh, you got a mark right here.
Oh, that's from a wire.
That's from a wire?
Yeah.
You want to tell me about hitting that curb?
Hitting the curb was her grabbing the wheel.
She grabbed the wheel?
Yeah. She said, I can't believe we're getting pulled over, and then she grabbed the wheel.
What about the speed? Did she take over the...
No, I
over the pedal on you?
If I was going fast, I'm sorry. No, it's probably just the moment of like, I'm still shaking now. The adrenaline's seeing the lights flashing up, and then her gripping the wheel. So if I sped up, I'm sorry about that. Or if I was speeding beforehand, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it took quite a bit to catch up to you. So,
yeah. I'm sorry about that. We're just going into the park again to get water because we have a 6-gallon water container to fill up. So we're just grabbing water for the hike. Okay. And I was trying to keep everything calm and quiet because there's plans still to go for a hike, but it's good. I'm sorry about that.
Of course. Do me a favor. You want to go ahead and just take a seat right over here on the curb for me?
And if I was speeding, I'm sorry. I want to apologize.
You don't have anything in that pocket or anything like that, do you?
Nope.
Just the wallet? All right. And then, do you mind lifting your shirt so I can check your waistband? Turn around for me real quick. Perfect.
Nothing.
I just want to make sure. That's all, man. Go ahead, do me a favor, take a seat, all righty? Oh, do you have your ID on you?
In the car, if you want to come with me.
No, we'll just do this. Just go ahead and take a seat.
You come with me, I'll give it to you.
No, you're fine. What's your first name?
Brian?
Brian? Is that layman spelling?
B-R-I-N, yeah, and L-A-U-N.
And then your last name?
L-A-U-N.
L-A-U-N.
D-R-I-E.
D-R-I-E?
Yep.
Laundrie? Mm-hmm. Okay. What's your date of birth, Brian?
That's redacted.
I'll say crisscross applesauce, but can I just sit in the shade because I'm bald? It's okay. I'll give you some shade. Sound good?
Alrighty, just hang tight for me. SO229. I need a 29 name and date of birth. First name Brian, layman spellings, last name Laundrie. Lima Alpha Uniform, November Delta Romeo India.
Where'd you hit him? Stopped him first? It's on his face? How many times did you stop?
Bravo Romeo India Alpha November.
And then what? And his reaction was to do what?
It's gonna be out of Florida.
He just grabbed you? Did he hit you though? I mean, it's okay if you're saying you hit him, but then, I understand if he hit you, but we want to know the truth if he actually hit you. Because, where did he hit you? Don't worry. Be
I'm
honest.
scared.
He slapped your face or what?
Grabbed it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So has he been drinking?
No, we don't drink.
Okay. What was up with his driving? This officer said he hit a curb. While you're driving?
Well, he was there.
While he was driving, you were hitting him?
I can't hear. I didn't hear what she said.
Like, come on, and I like kind of like do something.
Did you already tell him all this?
I didn't get that far into
Okay,
it.
so-
She was hyperventilating
She's
a
saying
little
that
bit.
they don't drink, but at the point when you lit them up,
You don't drink or anything.
She started hitting him.
Yeah, I was yelling at him, and then when you turned your lights on, I like kind of punched his arm like there's an
that
idiot.
she's saying was like hit the curb. You said it was Gabby?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I remember that name was Gabby.
Yeah.
I feel like she's so scared to even tell them what happened. Like she's terrified that Brian's gonna do something if she tells
Try to
them.
meditate stuff, but you tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress.
I have a lot of anxiety.
And what's his
OCD.
name? Is it Brian? Is he usually pretty patient with you?
Yeah.
More, thank you.
But it just makes me upset. I know that he definitely gets frustrated with me a lot.
No idea. All this redaction.
Way of taking my anxiety and bringing it down, but my ex-wife, that's why she's my ex-wife, I'm just sharing it, I know it's a little personal, but to help you understand, we would feed off each other's anxiety and it would spiral, you know what I mean? And it doesn't matter how much I loved her. It may be bad for your soul, just saying. And I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but if you know you have anxiety, look at this.
I feel like that cop was reaching out to her and saying, maybe don't be with this guy. Like that was his. I'm going to give that police officer credit because he threw in his own experiences and was saying, you know, sometimes relationships are just toxic and it's better for you to move on. And I think that was great advice. However, when you're so deep and far into your relationship and into the abuse of that relationship, it is really hard to think that there's anything else out there for you because they tear you down to the point where you have to rely on them. You have to, you know, they want you to depend on them. And then they isolate you from the people that you love. So that's what they do.
Situations you can get in, you know what I mean? And we're not here to be mean to you or anything. Well, you know, there's a first time and then it usually, we'll go see what Brian's saying, but I think you've heard everything now from...
Quick question. You said you were hitting him in the arm. Did you grab the steering wheel?
No, I didn't.
You did not touch the
I
steering
didn't
wheel?
touch the steering wheel, but only for like a second because I just saw the lights come on and it was more just like you're an idiot, like you know.
But did you grab the steering wheel and like
No.
swerve or anything like that?
No. I didn't touch the steering wheel at all.
So right there, you know, Brian lied to you about her grabbing the steering wheel and pulling the car into the curb. She just confirmed that Brian's a liar. But whatever. Let's keep watching.
I'm going to go ahead and close this door again. Do you have enough air back here or do you want me to kick it up some more?
Do you have any water?
I will see if I can find some.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
No problem. You wouldn't happen to have any water, would you? Can I get a bottle?
Did you already give a statement to this officer? I've got this gentleman here. Yeah. This gentleman noticed that you had some marks on your neck. Yeah. And she's got some marks on her too. We're just trying to figure out what all happened. And I know you probably already told your story. This officer is probably going to be the one handling the whole case. Do you want to listen to what he has to say and then you tell him what happened? Will you?
So,
if you don't mind.
start at the beginning for me.
Start at the beginning. Well, I don't want to go too far back, but we've been in Beyond Land for the past like week or so, traveling around, and the flies here are like pretty intense. So the flies have definitely been getting to her, and then my feet are dirty and everything. So I think that our little squabble started because we were hanging out at the coffee shop, and when we got back to the van, there was some dirt and stuff in the van, and I moved our food around. It was a little disorganized, so she gets a little.
Will you take those? Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Do you need any water?
It's okay.
It's hot out here.
We were going to get water because we ran out, but it's okay. No, it's alright. I don't like plastic bottles. It's okay. Thank you, though.
I don't like plastic
But
bottles.
we just had a little disagreement there. Disagreement was just that she was getting a little worked up, and I was saying, "No, it's okay. Thank you so much."
As long as it's cool, that's good.
So it was just more of a disagreement, and I just wanted to.
What was the disagreement about?
It was. I wouldn't even call it disagreement. It was just that I'm dirty and I can't change being dirty. Like I got dirty feet, I got sand on my flip flops and stuff like that.
Smiling.
It was.
He's just sitting there smiling, talking about how I'm dirty. Like, yeah, maybe you're being a pig inside her van and she wants you to be, you know, a little more respectful of her stuff.
That we were at the coffee shop for so long because we were there from 9 to 3. So I guess there's a few little things, little relationships. I don't know if you're in a relationship, but I'm sure
I've been married for over 5 years now. So.
there's a lot of little things.
Yeah, I can go.
And
I get it.
We really we weren't physical before the point where I said, all right, let's just take a breather and like walk away for a minute. I'll lock the van up and I'll go for a walk this way, and you can go walk that way on the block. You know, there's that what is it called, Moonflower?
Right, yeah.
You know, nice areas. You can go either way. It's all shaded. So let's go for a little walk and breathe and come back. It's free.
About going for hikes and enjoying yourself on a hike in this beautiful terrain, and well, you two are fighting with one another. You're getting physical to the point of, you know, you guys have marks on your bodies from the struggle, the whatever ensued. So obviously, yeah, just, but he's sitting there smiling, talking about, yeah, we should just go travel and look at the beautiful scenery. Okay, buddy. And he's minimizing all the fights to like just little things here and there, which I'm sure they're not just little things. Look at how upset Gabby is versus him, who's just like, yeah, whatever, you know, stupid relationship stuff. That's my opinion.
Yeah, we're happy with it. But she's, I'm not upset with her. She got a little worked up and she had a phone in her hand and her keys and everything. And she wanted, not her keys, like her rings, her phone. And I was holding on to the keys because I didn't want to go anywhere. And my big fear is, I don't have my phone. I don't have a phone. So she goes off without me. But I'm on my own. So I was saying, let's just go for a walk, and she was trying to get the keys for me, so I was just going, just wait, back up, and that's when she hit me, and I didn't get, I don't want to push you, but I didn't get overtly physical. I was just trying to keep her away and not get hit, and then I got really loud, and like that's probably drew everyone's attention, where I was going, you know, back up, get away, just give me a...
Okay, so you said you pushed her to create some distance, obviously, right? What happened after that? What got the scratches on your eye?
The phone.
The phone? So you pushed her and she hit you?
She was, it wasn't like a push and she jumped on me. She was already, I don't want to, she was already swinging and I was
Multiple
yeah. A lot of angles, a lot of nails, a lot of rings.
Yeah, you got 3 scratches on your neck. You got one on your left side of your neck.
So I think that's why they took his side, because he's like, she was already swinging.
You got one in your face here, and you got 4 bleeding over there. So it looks like 2 hands swinging.
Do you mind lifting up your right sleeve for me? I'm curious about something.
Okay. It's a little bit of nails. I suppose fingernails, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about
Is
fingernails.
it bruised or tender or anything like
No.
that?
Okay. I'm fine, and I love Gabby. I hope she doesn't have too many complaints about me. I'm just, you know, I feel bad I had to get so public. I was just trying to be loud to this distance. You know, try to make her calm down and be like, look, everyone's watching. And like,
I think he's minimizing this so much in front of the police. And what really happened was, I think he totally freaked out and lost his shit. Like, he just became full of rage. Because I've seen it happen. And sometimes a fight can just, one little word or thing can trigger someone. And they get into a really awful rage. And not everyone is like that, but certain people with certain psychological tendencies, I'll say. And I'll leave it at that.
Hang tight for me. I got a quick question for you, Ryan. Sure. Do you take any medications or anything like that?
That's redacted. We don't need to know. Skip through.
Are you normally this kind of like hyper?
Do I seem that? My heart rate up whenever the lights flash on, it gets your heart rate up. Do I seem hyper?
Trust me, it does me too, and I'm the one. It gets me going a little
You probably
bit
could
too.
say, "Hey, buddy," whenever somebody walks up.
So
He's acting all buddy-buddy with these cops. That's why I think they didn't do anything. He's all like, oh yeah, we're just buddy-buddies. And oh, this guy. Okay.
okay. Yeah, do you know if she takes any?
She's crazy. No, I don't think so. No, none that I know.
Crazy.
All right. Real fast, can I get your first name?
Gabrielle.
Gabrielle, how do you spell that?
Riell.
And your last name? B-E-T?
P is in Peter.
Oh, P.
And E-T-I-T.
I see. Oh.
My license is Florida right now, but I'm from Florida.
So that's where you have it out of currently. SO229. I need a 29 if I name it date of birth. First name Gabrielle. Golf, Alpha, Bravo, Romeo, India, Echo, Echo.
Through that.
It's gonna be Florida. We're just kind of.
What the heck are these two guys talking about? They're just sitting there, like, shooting the shit, acting all friendly with one another. What are they talking about over here?
Hanging tight for it. Alright.
Where does it live? Georgia? Florida. Florida was our last place. Still get down there. How long you been on this trip? 4 to 5 months now. I think you're out to 5. What was the determinants? What was the ending of the trip? Moving to a new place? We're going to Portland. Her grandmother's best friend lives in Portland. So we stayed in. 2 years ago we did a blood cross-country trip, which we loved. We did in Nissan Sentra, like a tiny little car. So I was like, let's do it better. And it's got a big van. Not a big, it's a tiny van compared to all this. But I said, let's try and do it a little better. And it's been great so far, for sure. But yeah, we're going over to Portland, and I don't know if you're probably more familiar with it, but Wolfing, have you ever heard of that? WWOOFING. Yeah. Oh, you got it.
I'm from California originally.
Oh, yeah.
So, and part of my job, I dealt with employees that were from all across the United States, and Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, everything you can think of on your level Western. I know most of them.
It's worldwide opportunities on organic farms, so it's like a volunteer workaway type of situation where you can work on organic farms. So that's our goal once we get over to Washington. We'll do that from Washington, then down to Oregon, and down to California. What part of California is that?
I'm from a town just outside Sequoia National Park.
If you're
going to be going through there,
we'll get good in the way of outdoors.
Good. But no, it wasn't too bad at all.
I just called one of those 2 witnesses.
Okay.
and I recorded it. You want me to tell you what he said? Yeah. Real quick. Do you mind hanging with him for a minute? So, get away from both of them. So, he said that he never saw the male strike the female. He saw the male trying to lock her out of the vehicle. She even told us that he was trying to lock her out, told her to go take a walk. Said that she was trying to get in. She eventually couldn't get in and actually clawed her way in through the driver's door. He says, I don't understand why she's doing that. Well, I think it's because it was the only door that wasn't locked that she could get through. She's trying to get in over him. He's trying to disengage from her. I guess he hung her backpack on the back probably so she'd have her shit so that he didn't have to engage with her. Everything she's saying is the same thing. I haven't heard what he said, but if that's what he said, it's also what the witness is saying. The witness says, I never saw him hit her. I saw him shove her, but I couldn't tell if it was an aggression against her or a defense against her as far as her, being the aggressor. So at this point, unless the guy's screaming that he needs to go to jail and did something to this girl, it sounds to me like she is the primary aggressor.
Yeah.
Now, the problem with her being the primary aggressor is in an instance of domestic assault, be it a male or be it a female, we shall arrest. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to go to jail. We can do a citation if it meets one of three criterion, which one of them is that we can ensure that they're not going to further risk each other's safety. But the problem with that is they live in the same vehicle.
That's what I was going to say. The other part of it is
there was actually an injury too to the victim, which is him.
Right, and I'm getting conflicting stories
He's the
about why
victim.
they hit the curb up here.
What did he say why he hit the curb?
Well, I've watched, this is what I saw first. Saw him cross the double yellow. I was doing 42 miles an hour. I was, probably 2 car lengths behind him, tapping my whales at him, trying to get his attention. They knew I was behind him. And then after he crossed the double yellow, he merged over into the right lane, and then out of nowhere, just boom, hit the curb.
So did he tell you why?
He said that she grabbed the wheel and turned it real hard. She said that she was hitting him in the arm. So
sounds legit. I mean, I'm sure if I'm driving and my arm's on the wheel and I'm getting hit in the arm, I'm probably pulling out the wheel.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a little of both. I mean, usually the truth is somewhere in between. He's probably trying not to say that he hit her because he probably doesn't want her charged with assault, domestic assault. He probably would rather say she pulled the wheel than hit him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, unfortunately for her, we cannot treat, just because he's bigger and stronger, and even if he's not willing to press charges, we can't treat this differently than if it was a male on female violence.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to charge her. And we can do a citation if there's some arrangement that can be made to separate them. And then we have to let them know that there's no contact order in effect.
Yeah.
And we have to let him know the only way to drop it is to go into the police department during business hours and fill out a waiver, which, by the way, what's today?
Too late
Thursday?
today.
So it won't be till tomorrow. And they're only there till noon, I think.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he's going to want to drop it.
Well, the other part of it is they said that they've been on 4 or 5 months that they've been living out of this van together.
Well, this is really bad news, so let's talk to him first. This is Brian?
Yeah.
Did you ask him yet to take pictures of him? Yeah?
No, I haven't done any of that yet.
Brian, unfortunately in the state of Utah, we don't have discretion on some things. Like, for example, if I pull you over for speeding and I want to give you a warning, I can do that because it's under Class A, it's a Class B or under. If I want to give you warnings for all kinds of stuff, I can, but there's a few things I can't. When I say I, please, I'm not in charge of everything. One of the things that the state legislature doesn't give us discretion on is charges when it comes to domestic assault. And it sounds like you guys are living together, so you meet the statute for domestic partners. And you do have injury, and both an independent witness, probably the next one we're going to talk to as well, which we haven't talked to yet, but the one we did talk to, and your own companion have made it clear that she was the primary aggressor and that she was striking you and that you received injuries. You haven't admitted to striking her. She has not admitted to you striking her. The witness did not see you strike her. So at this point, you're the victim of domestic assault. That even if you didn't want to pursue this, we don't have a choice. The best thing we can do to not, the law says we have to charge her. It doesn't say we have to put her in jail. Okay, but it also says we have to separate through a no contact order, and we have to put her in jail if we cannot separate. And there's a little problem here. You guys are out of Florida living in the van together. How are we supposed to separate her? Now I don't want to take this small 20. What is she? with a 22-year-old
22-year-old
blonde
female in
hair,
jail
blue-eyed jail.
that you could definitely defend yourself against, but at the same time, we can't say because you're a male and she's a female, we can't treat this different than if you were the male hitting her. We got to treat it the same.
Why do they both have injuries then? Explain that one, officer.
I know.
So she's kind of in a tough spot. So unless you have an idea about how she could not go to jail and be separated, do you have friends in town? Somewhere she could stay? Tomorrow, if you want to, it's up to you. You
Can I go to jail?
You can't because we don't have a charge for you. Now tomorrow, if you wanted to be with her again tomorrow,
I'm going to take your radio.
if you want to be with her again tomorrow, because it's after 5.
He just joked with the officer, I'm going to take your radio. Like, I'm going to steal your stuff so then you can put me in prison. You can put me in jail tonight.
So office is closed. So you can go to the police department and fill out a waiver to drop the no contact order so you guys can still be together. But she's going to have a court date online. In a week or two, she's going to have to show her a court date online and answer. The prosecutor might drop it. They might say, for example, if you're not willing to pursue it, that's your decision.
I was going to say, it definitely is. I'm not going to pursue anything. She's my fiance. I love her. She looks awful. I'm sorry that I had to get so public. So I just want to get like the checklist of things I got to do to get rid of it. So there's an online court date.
Well, she'll get a paper with a court date.
How do I get rid of it?
Well, the court date has to be attended in order for them to decide whether they need to continue or drop it. First, it's just an initial appearance to say, are you who we think you are? Yes. Do you understand the charges been brought against you? Yes or no? Yes or no, the answer. Do you have an attorney? Yes or no? Do you need one? And then from there, she can ask to speak with the prosecutor. The prosecutor might be contacting you and say, hey man, I know you're 110 pounds soaking wet and you're a big strong guy, and we understand you're not even wanting to pursue this because the cops have to call the statute. How, we're in the interest of you and justice for you.
What'd they say? She's 100 pounds soaking wet and you're a big strong guy. So who's in danger here?
Thinking what you think, and they can decide to still prosecute her, or they can decide to drop it, or they can decide to give her a plea and make it kind of go away and she be hurt somehow. But that still does not eliminate the first court appearance that she has to attend, which thankfully for you guys is going to be online. You don't have to. So if you're out of town, here's the thing: if you're out of town and she doesn't come into a court appearance online, they can suspend her driver's license, they can issue a warrant for her. So she needs to play ball. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And remember her team, me and her and her team, I'm sorry about all this, I apologize again. But, so she's got her online court date, just acknowledge that she's hurt, and then she's got the one for the...
Well, there's automatically right now, there's something called a no contact order in place.
Yeah,
from this point forward, until tomorrow, if you wish to drop it, you have to go to the 217 East Center Street, Moab City Police Department.
I've got all the paperwork.
And you have to ask them to give it to you. You want to fill out a waiver, so you're requesting a waiving of the contact order, no contact order. No contact order means she cannot come into contact with you, she cannot talk to you, she cannot text you, she cannot go onto any premises you're occupying, she cannot go to your vehicle. And until you drop that, or until a court date, if you don't drop it, it'll stay in effect until midnight on the day before. And then that gives you time to get protection, protective order, a long-term one if you feel like you need one. It sounds like you don't even want this one. So tomorrow, they open at 8, you can go to the police department, you can file the waiver, they can remove it, then you can say, hey babe, where you at? Let me pick you up. And you can pick her up. Now, we're hoping not to put her in jail, but if she doesn't have somewhere to go tonight, to be separate from you, then where are we supposed to
I can't talk to her now because it's separation, right?
Contact order.
Yeah.
So tell me this: do you guys have enough money for like a hotel room or anything like that? Because what we could do is we'd cite her for this, and then I'd give her a ride over to whatever hotel you guys is choosing.
Pick her up there tomorrow if you
And
want
you-
to know what they don't
On your way to go pick her up, you stop over there at the PD, sign the paperwork that they're requesting, and then you can go pick her up quite literally within minutes.
Unless you know someone else in town that's a friend that you can stay with.
Yeah.
So they're putting a no contact order in, and they're telling him specifically how to get rid of it so that he can go and be with her again. She should be the one being protected, not him.
You know, unfortunately not. I don't, and I guess that...
Man, I sure hate to... I don't want her to go to jail.
Well, if she goes to jail, it's like, that goes down somewhere instead of her going to a hotel, right? If you did a citation, it would be...
It kind of depends. So if she goes to jail, they're going to book her. they'll take her fingerprints and go on her criminal history, and then if they don't convict her, then it will just show that it was dismissed on. It'll show up in her criminal history, but the charge was dismissed. But if she was found guilty, it'll show up that she was guilty of the charge. But the charge itself will show up on her criminal history until she gets the expunged. Now, even if we give her a ticket, we're still going to take a fingerprint, and it's still going to show up. Either way, it's going to show up. There's no way around a Class A. Or is this a Class B?
This is Class B.
But they do require a fingerprint on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
The other part is if you contact her or she contacts you, she could be charged with a Class A.
well,
Which is a little bit different, but it doesn't help the situation.
if you were to contact her and she responds to you, then she could get a new charge for violating her contact. No contact order doesn't restrict you, it restricts her. So if you go talk to her and we find out and you're not in trouble, she'll be in trouble. So you need to be interested. Does that all make sense?
No, I'm getting it all.
It's a lot, really quickly.
No,
I
I'm getting
understand.
it all. I'm just trying to figure out a way.
You don't know anyone in town? You guys been around long?
No, I don't know anyone in town. If she went,
I don't think CK will take her if she's the aggressor.
No.
There's a women's shelter.
I'm curious.
You can find out. Say, hey, she doesn't have nowhere to go.
if you did the citation, she, like say she drove off in she could drive off in this car.
We could give you a ride somewhere.
Then I got my backpack. Sucks for you.
I got my backpack.
You can spend the night.
You want to drive me to Delicate Art?
Does she have a good driver's license?
She's a driver's license. Yeah.
You trust her with your vehicle?
Yeah, she can.
Well, then you kind of be homeless for the night.
And man, I can't talk to her at all.
Well,
And I've got to do the thing, so I can't go
we
camping.
can tell her what it is that she needs to do to get through all this, and then let her know what your plan is.
Here's the problem, though. If we take you up to Delicate Arch, you're going to be hoofing it from Delicate Arch all the way down to Moab Center Street so that you can fill out that paperwork, because if you're not there by noon tomorrow, you're going to be looking at Monday morning.
It's early on Fridays.
Yeah. You'd be looking at Monday morning before you could actually see her again.
And again, we're not trying to make your life hard. This is written in statute. There's nothing
a lot of
you can do about it.
bureaucracy.
It's designed to protect victims of domestic assault. Not everybody's the same. This is different than normal, but we have to treat everything the same. And that's how it is.
You can't afford a hotel.
No,
Very little money we have for sure.
probably expensive.
You want me to? I'll call CK then.
See if CK will take you for the night.
I'll see if they'll take either one of them, because then we can figure it out from
This is
there.
the way they take me. Oh.
Sorry.
Actually, CK will take him as a victim of domestic assault. CK will take him, and they will help you tomorrow.
And you're like a block and a half away from the beach.
Let's see if CK will take him, because they actually they didn't take a guy, but they got a hotel for a guy last time.
Yeah.
This would make me so mad that they just take Brian Laundrie's side with barely even talking to Gabby.
Do that.
CK might get you a hotel. Now, what she does...
I'm happy sleeping outside in a sleeping bag.
No,
like, I don't
no,
need
we
a
don't
hotel.
want that.
I'm just saying.
I think CK will get you a hotel. If you want her to have the van, we don't care. It's up to you. But it doesn't look like that.
It's much better not hearing.
Yes, this is Officer
Traffic
Robbins with the
jam.
City Police Department. How you doing this afternoon? The male is going to be our victim. Is there any way that you can help us set him up with a place to stay tonight? Okay. 1099. Yeah. Yes, please. Thank you. Well. Alright. So, the after hours guy isn't there at their office right now. He's gonna run from his house over there, and we're gonna get you all lined up. Don't worry about it. This is the phone call that they wait on. So don't feel like you are making anybody do anything extra on your back. So we're trying to make this as easy as possible. We're not wanting to take her and book her or anything like that.
No, I really, really appreciate it.
And I know how rough this stuff can be. Like I said, I've been married for 5.5 years. Believe me, if I were to...
So the cop tells Gabby, maybe you shouldn't be in this relationship. Some relationships are just tough. I don't know what cop that was, but that was a different cop than this. But still, this cop is like, oh yeah, it's fine. No big deal. We'll get you set up and we'll get you back with her. No problem. Ugh, Ugh. This makes me really angry.
Say that me and my wife haven't had our share of spouts, I'd be lying to you. She lives with anxiety. I live with a woman
No,
who
both of
has
us are
anxiety.
really.
I know. Her anxiety elevates my
Yours.
anxiety, and sometimes it
That's
just.
why I'm like,
sometimes
I gotta walk away, I gotta breathe, but then it backfires even then, you know. But
I'm not going to try to sit here and give you life
No,
advice.
yeah.
You've been on this earth for almost as long as what I have. There's nothing I can tell you that's going to really make a difference. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry that this has happened. I'm sorry that it went to this extent.
no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Could I get my key and make like a little bag? If you can grab me something?
Yeah.
Is that alright?
Would you mind watching for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, just if you don't mind doing it from over here, we don't want you to get hit in the road.
Okay.
So.
Witnesses say were caused by the slapping. And you say you slapped him and there were incidents first. I don't have anyone saying.
This poor girl is so scared. Her boyfriend he turns into a monster at times. And these cops are telling her, yeah, well, we're going to take you in for DV charges. And now you've got court dates coming up. She looks so scared and frail versus Brian, who's just like, hey guys, let's go hiking together and camp out here. Ugh. I'm sorry. This frustrates me.
He actually punched you aggressively. It sounds like he was shoving in a manner that was probably more consistent with trying to prevent you from moving the van or to get space from you, not to slap the same. That makes sense. So, if the tables were turned and he was beating on you and you were shoving him, of course we're going to look at it like, oh, of course she's defending herself away from this guy. But we're kind of looking at it the same way with him. We have to take both very even if he's a bigger male and you're a smaller female. The law doesn't say, hey, Officer Crown, Officer Robbins, you can treat people different based on gender under the sanction you can. Even if it makes no sense, you probably could not physically destroy this man with the heart of the order.
This is Officer Robbins. Hey, how's it going?
Forward.
Almost. His name's gonna be Brian.
I guess you got the.
Yeah, well, it's not Y, it's IE at the end. Yes. So.
The van is Gabby's, by the way, if anybody's not clear about that. She actually owns the van. It's her. She purchased it for the purposes of turning it into like a livable van that she could go around and do this months-long travel the world type of trip where she could blog along the way as she's traveling. So it's hers. So Brian really has no say as the fact that he locked her out of it and wasn't letting her in it. That's an issue. But anyways, keep going here.
They were at Moonflower, the organic grocery store down the street from you guys, and they got into a heated argument. Both of them were saying it was over petty stuff. He told her to take a walk so that she could cool off. She refused. Broke into the car after he locked her out of it. She started trying to slap and scratch him. He pushed her away. They both got in the vehicle, took off, and I found them out here next to the porches. No. Well, we are charging her with domestic assault. So there's going to be a protection order set in place between the two of them until he's able to get over to the PD tomorrow. He He doesn't want to pursue it, but I don't have a choice in this, as I'm sure you are well aware. So he's going to be wanting to go over to the PD first thing tomorrow morning as they open up to get the protective order removed. But that doesn't fix tonight. Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of doing the right thing by separating them. But at the same time, they're treating Brian like they're his buddy. And it's really easy. You can just get this protective order lifted and we'll treat you like the victim and blah, 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 blah. So it's making me very frustrated that these officers are listening to this stuff and saying Brian's not the aggressor when he locked her out of the car to begin with. And who knows why and how that fight started. And so this has been going, they had been fighting all day, all morning, I guess.
It's easier for you to just send me a text with a
Not a phone.
I know it's not super severe. I mean, you want me to call? I mean, I can call the EMS if you want me to. You don't seem like you want to go that far.
If you want to take a photo, you can take a photo.
Yeah, I need to take pictures for my evidence because otherwise it's going to be your say, her say, my say, and the court's going, oh. So I have to do this part of it, alrighty? So it's just going to be a couple of pictures.
Is she okay?
Like your phone, do not ask
Yeah,
where it is
yeah,
without going for it. Where
Yeah,
is it?
just hang it. Go ahead, call it. Go back here if you want some privacy. I want to, like I said, I want to do a very thorough job. I want to make sure that you don't have any additional injuries you don't even know about.
I don't know how it happened. I'm good.
You mind here? What do you call it out on me a little bit? On the other side. There it is. So I talked to my contact over there at ZTV. The people that can help with hotel rooms and stuff like that are out of the office. I'm just playing phone tag with a couple people trying to get it all lined up because certain people have access to the corporate card, he doesn't. So we're trying to get everything lined up. This is going to take us a few minutes to get that lined up, get her cited and stuff like that. Like I said, we're going to be handing her.
So they're going to get Brian a hotel room paid for through this shelter.
A piece of paper that has a court summons, date, stuff like that, and she'll be able to give you all that information once you drop that. Okay? So, you want to hang tight? Well, yeah. You want to go ahead and finish getting your stuff with this fine gentleman here?
She's got herself out. She's calling her parents just to feel better. She doesn't want to not be with him tonight.
There's no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
So
parents, nobody's calling the supervisor, at least that's what he said.
Well, it doesn't sound to me like she attempted to injure him. It's your call.
Let's go back a little bit here.
It's a very, very important question. How you answer this question is going to determine what happens next. But the only person who can answer this question is you. Think very hard before you answer the question. Do not quickly answer it. Think very hard. When you slapped him those times, were you attempting to cause him physical pain or physical impairment? Was that what you were attempting to do to him?
No.
What were you attempting to do? What was the reason behind the slapping and stuff? What was it you were attempting to accomplish by slapping?
I was trying to get him to stop telling me something.
Well, it doesn't sound to me like she attempted to injure him. It's your call. This is 100% your call. I support you either way.
I'll let you get back to your parents, okay?
Okay.
She openly admitted to me earlier that she was striking him in the arm caused him to hit the curb. She said that she got hurt. I might have these two mixed up, probably.
No, she said that too, that she started distracting him by hitting him, and then he probably looked at her, and that's why the mark on the window side. And she said it was her fault because she was distracting him by hitting him. But she said she didn't try to hurt.
She takes a lot of the blame for this, which is potentially her trying to not get in trouble more with Brian later on, because I feel like if she did anything to out him or talk about how he laid hands on her ever, then I think he would retaliate way worse than, and I think she knew it. I think this girl is terrified. She's a young woman with a man who is maybe a Jekyll and a Hyde. I don't know. Someone who she definitely didn't think he was. And yet she loves the person that she thought he was. And he still tries to be that person every now and then. But it's all fake anyways. That's my opinion. I speak from experience.
And it wasn't malicious. She thought that he wasn't listening to her.
So assault is an attempt with unlawful force or violence to do bodily injury to another. The code for bodily injury, the definition says, bodily injury is infliction of pain or physical impairment or illness. So you can go. Now I'm recording, and society and the judges and everyone can judge me for this. I am looking at a 110-pound female and her fiance who have no means to be separated. He doesn't want to pursue it. She's not a threat to him, more than slight abrasions from her fingernails. I don't care if we use the actual letter of the law to not charge, but I also don't care because it literally does possibly make perfect sense to go full-on domestic assault and do the whole thing. This is your opportunity to make the decision.
He doesn't want to make it. Why is this redacted so much? They don't want us to know. Come on.
A chance. What you can't do by law is separate someone and say, if we hear from you again, we're going to arrest one of you. Because then if one of them really needs help, they may not call police and get help. The law says you cannot, literally, you may not say, if we get more problems with you guys tonight, one of you is going to jail. You can't threaten like that. Right. It's true because it stops them from wanting to call the police to get help. Does that make sense? Right. So go full or nothing or in between and separate them and kind of give them the nod, the wink, like, hey, just stay separate. It's up to you. I'm going to go handle that. You got very capable help with you here.
Give them the wink and the nod and say stay apart from one another? Wow.
Trust me.
I will. Alrighty, man. So we're still going to be going through. I do need some things from you, though. Do you mind if I get a picture of your driver's license?
Yeah, of course. I was thinking it was in parts like that. This is me.
Uh-oh.
I know this man has hair.
And you said that this is still your mailing address, right? Mm-hmm. It's still the right way. Alright, and then... Ryan, what is your phone number?
Thank you guys for helping us.
Oh yeah, no problem. Have a good day. My phone number? Yeah.
Come on.
Alright, there we are. Can I get your phone number? Okay, do you have any problems with me taking a picture of it? I have to have IDs and stuff like that for my investigation. Here. So, this is what I'm going to do. I've decided I am not going to cite you for domestic violence battery, okay? It was only going to be a Class B misdemeanor. However, the domestic violence portion of it enhances it. Makes life a major pain in the butt, especially you're 22, right? So I'm choosing not to cite you today. So you are not going to be charged with anything. Alright? But this is what I do have to do. I am separating the two of you tonight. Okay? I want you guys both to be tonight away from each other, relax, breathe, crying, because there's no reason to be crying now, okay? This is, I understand that this can feel like it's a nightmare, but you're coming out as the golden flower on top of it, okay? So, you're going to be taking the van tonight, and you're going to go somewhere else. I am going to get him lined up for the hotel room tonight. I want you guys to stay away from each other. For both of you guys' sake. From what you told me and what he told me, you guys have a bunch of little things that are building up, and finally the little string that you guys were tight walking on the road tonight. Does that sound about right? So, I just want everybody to breathe, get a chance away from each other, go eat a meal, talk to your parents, whatever it is you gotta do.
In here?
Just totally sorry. This is Officer Robbins. Up. Okay. Well, go ahead and save my number into that phone. A minute. I have to keep you guys separated. For right now, don't contact each other or don't wave at him. Okay? Do you want me to say anything to him? Because I can do that for you. You want me to let him know that you love him and that you'll see him tomorrow and stuff like that? I can do that
Make
for
sure
you.
he doesn't forget a phone charger. Definitely good.
Oh, he's bad about that too?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make sure that he has a phone charger. Okay? And if I have anything else, please keep your cell phone on so I can call you if I have any questions. Alright?
Okay.
Alright, so just kind of sit tight for me real fast and I'm going to talk to Brian. Alright, Brian, a couple things.
Couple things.
One, I got your hotel room tonight.
Thank you. It's better
Alright.
than outside.
So,
I like the outside.
Number two, and this is probably the biggest one. She claims that she did not have intent to hurt you when she was slapping at you. So technically speaking, it does not fit the letter of the code. So I am not going to be charging her with DV.
Domestic violence.
Exactly. So this is what I am going to do, however. I'm not going to release you guys together. I want you guys to stay away from each other tonight. Okay? She's agreed to it. Take some time to yourselves. You guys both have the exact same story as to what led up to the incident. So, taking some time tonight, specifically, taking tonight away from each other is going to be the major breaker in all of this. I think that'll help you guys, especially tomorrow when you guys meet up. So she does have a couple of messages for you. One, she says she loves you. She's looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Two, don't forget a cell phone charger.
Yeah, good. He watched me fumble around the entire 3 laps around the car to find one.
Yeah, find one?
Find one.
Okay. The other thing is I don't want you guys to contact each other.
No,
Okay,
when
unless
he
world-shattering
said
news.
that she gonna text me or whatever, I was gonna send her a message that said, please don't message me because I love you. But yeah,
But tonight,
don't do anything. Yeah. And I'm with you.
she's passing on her love and saying goodnight and stuff like that. All that new stuff that I do to my wife too. Okay, so
I appreciate it coming from you.
just so don't. Just try to not contact each other unless, like I said,
Go on.
earth shattering, something happens, you guys have to jump in the car right now and drive back to Florida because something happened with parents. That kind of circumstance. Yeah, you go. Exactly. Other than that, just go have a meal by yourself, catch your breath. You're going to be in a hotel room watching TV. It's probably been a few months since you actually got to sit down, relax, and some air conditioning and watch TV. So take some time for your guys' selves. Yeah, take a shower, man. You got to change your clothes. You got some chonies in there, right? All right, good. Because they're going to have everything that you need. Shampoo, conditioner, all that good stuff. All right. Her main concern is make sure that you have a cell phone charger so you guys can get tomorrow. okay?
I really appreciate
So, I am going to walk her over here to the car, okay? And if you'll just go stand over here in front of his pickup real quick, we'll get her out of here and I'll be right over here. Alrighty?
it. Give her my keys.
Absolutely. Do you want that Gatorade, by the way?
Okay.
You got enough water? Also, something I want you to know. Here, stand over here real fast for me. If you go over to City Market, they have a list of places where you can get yourself a shower for like $4 or $5, something like that. They're pretty cheap. A place where you can shower, decompress, de-stress a little bit. Alrighty?
Yeah, I just showered yesterday at one of those.
Well, you didn't have today happen yesterday, so
No, but
it does my
that
wife
would-
wonders. So when she gets stressed out, it's like, get in the shower. Come on,
It
just
does
get in the
sound
shower.
really relaxing.
Go take a shower, relax, take some time to yourself. And like I said, don't text each other tonight. Text each other tomorrow morning after your eyes open up and you're fully awake, had your coffee, your morning routine, okay? All right, Gabby. You have a good night, okay?
Thank you.
Thing to get the old blood pumping real good, you know what I mean? So,
I stuck my hands up because I didn't want to scare you when you pulled over.
oh, no, you're...
Hitting the thing.
That wasn't a traditional stop, to say the least. So, don't feel bad.
I just always
SO2T9. I told her to go take a shower like I told you to, because she seems a lot like my wife. And things that really works for my wife is when she gets stressed out to go take a long hot shower. So I gave her a place to go where she can get a hotel room, or not a hotel room, but get a shower tonight for like $4 or $5, really cheap. So, no problem.
Buddy buddies.
They do work on her too.
Well, I've got quite a few. Like I said, my wife has really, really bad anxiety, and she takes medication for it daily. And sometimes it's just not enough. Sometimes it builds.
That's why they called it a mental health crisis. Because she had anxiety. Really? Maybe her anxiety was because Brian was assaulting her, abusing her, doing whatever, locking her out of her own van, being a total douchebag. Maybe that's why she had anxiety.
Builds up and it happens. I mean,
I think definitely my doctor told me that I prescribed me medication, but I don't. So I felt like if I took the medication, I'd like put myself off balance and then I'd be more anxious. That's probably just part of my anxiety.
well, I will say this. When my wife got put on the medication, within a week, I saw a complete turnaround in her attitude, her demeanor. I mean, she wasn't nearly as aggressive or angry or anything like that. It was a considerable difference in her day-to-day life.
He's still acting like Abby's the aggressor when she has injuries on her too. So how do you know that she was the aggressor? Oh my God, these cops.
It made her quality of life better even. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you're saying.
And it's made my quality of life a lot better too, because I don't have her being as stressed. I know that 5.5 years of marriage, I know it's not very long, but at the same time, you learn a lot in the first 5 years.
Yeah.
How long you guys been together?
I would say, well, we've known each other since the start of high school. But in our relationship, it's been 3 years.
Wow.
A little while. So definitely the 5 months of traveling together, there's been like a dream, but we're also like right on top of each other.
I have the captions on. They're just not registering him. He's saying something. They met in high school. They've known each other since first year of high school, but they've only been together like 3.5 years now.
I used to drive a truck.
What's that?
I used to be a commercial motor vehicle driver, you know, the big trucks.
Oh,
And I took my wife with me, and we would easily spend a couple months on end without going home or anything like that, being cooped up in a little 8x8 cage is what I called it, because you didn't have any time to yourself, so to speak. You didn't have time to, you're going through Arizona, you can't just turn off the road and go see the Grand Canyon or anything like that. So
whatever you do too, it's you and the other person, something like I'm trying to paint or something, I'm making myself a snack.
well, that was one of the major advantages of having her with me, was I could say, hey, I'm hungry, can you get me something to eat? She was able, because I was driving and she wasn't, she was able to go back, get into the cooler, make us lunch or whatever, So there was that as an advantage.
These guys are just buddies.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
We're really looking forward to getting back there. And it's beautiful here, but the desert is definitely different than before. It's coming from like New York and being on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
It's all trees and waterfalls and rivers, and you come here and it's going.
Well, if you hit
Where's the water?
if you take the 80 across to get into California, takes you up over Donner Pass and into Sacramento. It's not any different at all. But you said you're going to be going up to Oregon to see her grandmother or her grandmother's friend. So you'll probably be coming down the 5. You won't be able to tell the difference between California and Oregon up there.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that there's going to be a sign that says "Welcome to California." But at the same time, since you're going to be coming from the east side of Oregon, you're going to be driving through Oregon and going, there's no difference between Utah. It's actually desert in the southeast corner of Oregon. It's a lot of high desert atmosphere like what this is. It's not the Red Rock or anything like that, but it's just, there's nothing out there for 120 miles, it seems like.
What was your favorite part of growing up in California?
Talking about traveling plans and whatnot with this guy. Like, seriously? He's a victim of DB.
But yeah, sorry, my radio was going off. But no, Sequoia National Park, there is nothing like it. Gotta see the General Sherman tree. You gotta go and see Morro Rock and climb to the top. You like hiking, it's about a 1.5 mile hike. Well worth it. Gotta do it. It's really, really cheap for their tent sites up there. Do you have a National Park Service pass?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That thing's the dream. It's $90 or no, $80 once, and it's like you go to 3 parks, it already pays for it. It's like
My house, I think the furthest I lived away from it was like 12 miles from the entrance.
oh man, there you go.
I just hope you don't get motion sickness, because it's I think I counted it out to like 32 hairpin turns, and it's about 25 miles an hour the whole way up and down. It's very, very slow. It takes about an hour.
This guy, he's just telling him travel tips to this DB victim. This is driving me crazy. I can't listen to that anymore. I'm done. But so what do you guys think about how the police handled this? I would be irate if I were Gabby's parents by the way that they handled this situation and how they're acting all buddy-buddy with Brian, and they try to make Gabby the aggressor. It just is ridiculous. I don't even know what more to say about it. But did you notice just like how different they talk to the two of them? Like Gabby, the communication was very much about like, well, she's the aggressor and this is just the narrative that we're going with. I don't know. To me, it seemed like they were really relaxed and cool with Brian, and then with Gabby, they were a little more accusatory, I'll say. That's a good way to describe it. Anyways, that's my take on it. I do think that Gabby Petito's parents may have a case with the officers, especially because they didn't follow protocol. They allowed them to decide on their own what they wanted to do. They didn't really investigate properly, I don't think, because they didn't really get to the bottom of it with Gabby. She was terrified and crying and scared to say anything that Brian would be upset about. That's my take. So let me know what you guys think. It's just so unfortunate that it did end the way that it did, because as we know, Brian, after this incident happened, Brian flew back home out of nowhere, to his family in Florida, and then he came back and met back up with Gabby, and weeks later, just a couple of weeks after this incident, she was no longer with us because Brian took her life. Sorry, that was a weird face I made. My dog barked because my boyfriend's home, and she barks when she hears the garage. I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, so I'm going to let you guys go. And thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. If you've been impacted by a true crime and would like your story told in your own words, or if you or someone you know has been wrongfully convicted or accused of a crime, please write to crimeincourtchannel@gmail.com and tell us your real true crime encounters. Thanks for watching.